Marker. Psychedelic Experience, record run number 29. Big stuff here, guys. This is big stuff.
This is jealousy generators throughout.
It's pretty good stuff. St. Louis Record Collectors Show, September. You got some stuff that I'm insanely jealous of.
Oh, you too.
So I've got 6 records. Mellow Yellow's got 6 records. I'm just gonna get stuff started here.
Let's do it. Oh, exciting.
So there's a guy and he comes late to the show. I mean, he comes late. Like, we're usually on the way out and we're like, oh, that guy showed up. So we don't have a lot of money when this guy gets here, but I try like to anticipate that he's gonna be there. I go to the place that I think is gonna be his table and I'm like, I'm waiting. This time I didn't have a lot of money left, but one of the things I did pick up from him, actually this is not from that guy. I set all that up and it's not from him. This is from another guy, but this is Bonzo Dog Band. This is Let's Make Up and Be Friends. I don't love this. It's not as good as Urban Spaceman. There's some cool stuff on this. I think I liked King of Scruff and Waiting for the Wardrobe. I think were the ones that I kind of liked. Not great, but kind of cool. Sort of this embossed, just like a picture card or something here. This one not great, but for $5 I wasn't gonna pass it up.
This is one I've kind of been after for a while, even though it's hard rock. It's not typically my thing. But I came across this for, I think it was $10.
Oh, nice.
It's not a first pressing. It is a little bit later pressing. I mean, we're talking like, you know, within 5 years of the first pressing.
Epic.
Yeah. And it's good. It's not great. Like, I'm not a big hard rock guy though, so my opinion's not the best on this. So, you know, forgive me if you're big on this album and I'm not. It is really enjoyable though. It's sort of early hard rock, proto-metal kind of stuff. They're a trio, so you kind of get an idea. It's not as sludgy as Sabbath, but it's, you know, a lot of soaring guitars and stuff like that. Race with the Devil is fantastic.
Great title of a
great song. We played it last week, 2 weeks ago. And then the closing track on side 2, Take Off, is 11 minutes. That cover is super cool. Kind of proggy cover.
I just yawned on it like it was boring. It was just a timing thing. No, that's an awesome cover.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And the cover's clean, the disc is nice. And for $10, I think it was a good deal. So it was kind of cool to hear.
Cleveland Indians, by the way. Huh? Who called it in July? This guy. This guy right here. So hot in here though, I'm taking this off. Another one that I found, super excited about this. Thought I got a great deal, went home, looked on Discogs. The pressing that I picked up is actually not that rare and not terribly expensive. I still got a good deal for this. I paid a little bit less than what it was worth after some bundling and stuff, but Caravan, In the Land of Gray and Pink. I really like this. This is Psych meets prog with a little bit more of the prog, and that's not always my thing, but this has kind of got some fun prog pop on it, including Golf Girl, and I like Winter Wine and Love to Love You and Tonight Pigs Will Fly as well. So this one is totally worth your time. I don't know who Bruce Rainey is, but don't write on your records, but thank you for selling this one so that I got a copy of it, because I think this is really good, really enjoyable.
Is that the Canterbury prog scene?
I believe it is, yes, the Canterbury scene as it was
cool,
known.
Man. Yes. You a fan of the Canterbury egg? I'm not.
You mean the Cadbury egg?
Yes, I do. Well, all right then.
See you later, George.
From the same seller. This was only $5. Couldn't believe it. Toe Fat.
I've seen this go for a lot higher than $5.
The first time I saw this was at North Street up in Normal. They had it for 20 or 25, and I think that's a pretty fair price for it. $5. There is some wear on the edge to some of the seams, but the vinyl's pretty nice.
Is that on Rare Earth?
It is indeed, sir. So nice vinyl copy. One of the ugliest album covers of all time. I think Hypnosis designed it.
Oh,
The guy did a lot of Pink Floyd stuff.
Yeah, no, that's hideous.
No, it's also hard rock, not too terribly dissimilar to The Gun. Maybe a little bit more funky in a few places, which is not surprising considering it was on Rare Earth. Bad Side of the Moon is a pretty good track on here.
Cool name as well.
That's the only one that's popping into my head right off the bat.
Only one that made the impression.
It's one of those albums where it's like upon first listen you're like, oh, there's some good stuff there. what were the standouts again? I need to drop the needle on a few tracks again. I only listened to it once as well. I need to give it another listen. It's pretty enjoyable though. For early hard rock, it's pretty good, not bad.
One I'm really happy with here, the Fugs, Tenderness, Junction. I don't know if I ever talked about this on the videos, but about a year and a half ago, I bought what I thought was a copy of this album. It was not the gatefold edition. This one is, and as you can see, it's got kind of a beat up promo sticker down there.
It's cool.
It is a promo, white label. Anyway, this one I got like a year and a half ago. Got it out, totally different disc. Complete rookie mistake. $9 down the drain. I was like, oh, Fugs album, $9, yeah. But this one, gatefold. It's kind of weird. It's got the photos there and everything, Allen Ginsberg and whatnot. And it is a mono white label
that's
promo
very cool.
on that white reprise there.
Yeah.
So I think it's upside down, but you get the gist.
Yeah.
I love this. This record is super enjoyable to me. So the early Fugs are a little bit more folky and iconoclastic. Here they're being psyche and iconoclastic.
Nice.
And I really like this. This is a good one. I like this a lot better than It Crawled Into My Hand, Honest. Yeah. This one from a year before, I think this is the one where it's at.
A guy that I know at the record show from Facebook, and I've bought a lot of stuff off of him in the past, so we kind of know each other by name now. A guy named Michael. It's from somewhere in Missouri. Really nice guy, always has some cool stuff, always has it priced really fair. Condition on some things can be kind of hit and miss, but he always marks it accordingly if it's in rough condition.
Much appreciated.
Oh, absolutely. And so I got this album and another one that I'm going to show next that I bundled. So basically got this for $20, but more hard rock stuff. This is another hard rock, I want to say a trio. Yep, they're a trio, but this is more Black Sabbath-esque.
I was going to say, you're getting into the hard rock here pretty hard, Mellow Yellow.
See, and I don't really care for it that much.
Next week it's a Sabbath t-shirt. Week after that it's Judas Priest.
When we throwing up the... Yeah, not my stuff.
Not your cup of meat.
No, and typically this stuff isn't either, but this really is sort of an American American knockoff of Black Sabbath.
Oh, really?
It sounds a lot like their early albums. Lions and Christians and Future Shock, the two to check out. Really cool stuff. Pretty happy to have that one. It's been on my want list for a while, so.
Cool. I don't know if this was a new guy at the show. He set up in a corner where there's usually a cheap bin. It would be the ideal booth to go to if you were a brand new collector just starting a collection, because everything was $4 and he had some rare records. I got a big stack from this guy. Had to put some stuff back because I hadn't gone to everything yet, but I was really excited about it. Some of it is, you know, I replaced like an inner sleeve and did a little bit of Frankensteining, but this I'm holding on to. This is Mothers of Invention, Weasels Ripped My Flesh. It is also white label promo on Bizarre.
That's awesome.
Disc is in really good shape. Now, I will say this. Probably not my favorite Zappa album, although I've heard people say that they like it quite a bit. Some good stuff. I think as you get into the 70s stuff, and this is 1970, it's right there, I don't like it as much as I like the early Mothers. I just don't. And to get a white label promo on Bizarre of some Mother stuff, I wasn't going to pass it up for $4. So this was a fun one. Again, it's not through and through the greatest, but the standout tracks do stand out. So Weasels Rip My Flesh does have the stamp of approval from the psych professor.
All right, from the same guy, Michael.
Oh, I forgot all about this.
Yeah, this was a big one for me. This is The Remains, self-titled, their only album as far as I know, aside from some compilations released later on. The cover seen better days. It's not in great shape. There's some tape at the top. A little bit of wear to the seams along the top and the bottom, but the spine's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of wear. You've got some writing on the back there, some discoloration. The record, however, looks like someone used it as a Frisbee. It is just almost destroyed. It's really, there's hairlines and scuffs and scratches everywhere. He had a $60 price tag on this. That's ultimately what I paid, but there was a caveat. He swore, he was like, the album looks good / good plus. I know it does. It plays a very strong VG plus. And I was like, dude, I don't think it can.
I was skeptical.
I was too. And he was like, buy it. If it doesn't turn out good at the next show, I'll give you your money back. And I trusted him. I trust his opinion. He's always done me right. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I bundled that, and he gave me another album free that I'm not showing. It doesn't matter. We got home from the show and put this on. Blew my mind how good it sounded. I was expecting just instant, like, crackles, nothing. A little tick here and there, a little pop. It plays amazingly. I've never seen a record like that play as good as this.
The biggest difference that I can recall as well.
Amazing. Blows my mind. But this is pretty good. This is sort of Rolling Stones-esque.
Yeah, garagey.
Yeah, very garagey, very Stones influenced. Apparently this album was recorded in bits and pieces, so there's some earlier material on here and then some from '66 when this was released. So you're getting kind of a mishmash of styles, some like earlier almost frat rock leanings, then some garagey leanings, and then almost garage psych leanings in a few spots. So it doesn't really work as a cohesive album, but if you take it as a collection of singles, it's really interesting and really, really good. This goes for big money online, way out of my price range. $60 is the most I've ever paid for a record, and I
matches it.
It does match it, yeah. I won't be doing that again anytime soon.
He says.
But, yeah, that is true.
I think November 6th comes around, and this guy.
If I've got some
money,
money,
might be some things there that, you know.
Yeah, but I don't regret this at all. Not at all. Condition, even withstanding, like, I don't regret this. It's cool. Check this one out.
Some more Zappa.
Yeah.
Finally got a copy of Lumpy Gravy. Gotta say, it couldn't live up to the hype that people, you know, his favorite album of his own work. This is a UK or European import, I believe. Does have the gatefold there, and you know, it's in good shape. And this is, it's more of a sound collage. There are some composition elements, obviously, and of course, the whole title is Francis Vincent Zappa conducts Lumpy Gravy, a curiously inconsistent piece which started out to be a ballet but probably didn't make it. And it's interesting, and I'm glad to have this as I sort of, you know, get deeper into the Zappa stuff. And while I don't like it as much as I like the first three Mothers albums, this is interesting enough. I'm not going to get rid of this. This is worth hanging on to for me.
All right, my last two were my first two finds of the record show. This guy.
The first one, the final record he's going to show is just,
yeah.
I want to pour water on his head, but I don't want it to touch the record.
Right. So. And speaking of, this one looks like it had some water poured on it at one time on the bottom. This is Markley, a group, technically a West Coast pop art experimental band album, their last album. This is more pop garage psych in nature like their first album. I think it sounds a lot like Michael Lloyd's stuff, who was a member of the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, is on this album and produced it along with Markley. I have a feeling though that Markley's only on there by credit and didn't have anything to do with the actual production.
Oh, okay.
Michael Lloyd did stuff with October Country, The Smoke, another great album, great pop psych stuff. This sounds a lot like some of that, but not as good. This is sort of a lesser album. I'm not in love with it, but it was only $15. Couldn't pass it up for that. There's a lot of humor on the album, a lot of great production elements going on here. It's really an interesting album, and for $15, I mean, that was...
Yeah.
Look out, creeping
All right.
Oh boy. Buckle up.
Find of the show for me. Mellow Yellow came over and told me this was there, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then he told me what the guy was asking. I was like, oh, that might actually happen here. Ponied up for this. Don't regret it at all. Original U.S. pressing, Nirvana, The Story of Simon Simopath. Got into this probably 2 years ago. You know, you hear, oh, this British pop psych group that was called Nirvana back in the 60s, and I bought the CD and I was, oh, this is really good, and I'd heard forever that I needed to hear this album, and then Bo generously sent me a reissue as of late, which has some bonus material on it, so I might actually keep both of them, but this is an original US press from '68, so some high dollar value here. It's got a few bends, but overall...
And a good price. I really think you got to do it.
Oh, I do too. I don't mind what I paid in the least for this. I've got it in a nice Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab sleeve. Pull it out there.
Oh, that blue just pops. Look at that. That's really nice.
Super clean. This was a little bit of a grail for me. So.
Oh, man.
Really happy to have it. Look at that back cover with the hazy photograph.
Yeah.
This is one, if you like pop psych, you have to get into this album.
Yeah.
You have to.
Lonely boy, your shadow is so...
All right. Grail City. Couldn't believe this was in the bins, and couldn't believe the price tag that was on it. This is Big Star, Radio City. Promo copy, not for sale. Original promo copy. I do have it in a Mobile Fidelity sleeve, courtesy of the Psych Professor.
Oh, look at that ardent
That beautiful
label.
ardent label. Doesn't say promo on the label, and I think some are stamped promo. This one's just stamped on the cover. Does have a name written up there, Richardson, but really, really nice overall. The price tag was $30. When I bundled, ended up getting this for $20. Oh man. Oh man. Never thought I would see an original of this. I think I've only seen one reissue in person. It's not that common of an album to come across. And man, this is fantastic. This is power pop music with angst galore. I mean, this is speaking to my high school self. The lyrics are sad, they're angsty, they're everything I look for in pop music. It really is sort of like, I can do with some love songs, they're okay. But give me a good breakup song any day, or a good I'm lonely song, and that's even better.
Was I miserable because I listened to pop music? Or did I listen to pop music because I was miserable?
Yes. Oh, my mantra. There you go. Couldn't believe it. Pumped about this.
That's a heck of a day right there.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so awesome. Good show.
All right, so we're gonna be doing another record show on November 6th. Hopefully this video is out before then so that we can promote it, but we hope to see you there. Say hi to us, obviously, if we're, deep in a bin, give us a second.
Did have a couple guys stop us and talk to us. That was cool.
It's very much appreciated when people say that they appreciate the videos. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, avoid scratches and stay in the groove.